Welcome to Cow's Quick Take, where I give my quick take on Bumblebee. Now, if I'm being honest, I was really excited for Bumblebee. They were finally dropping Michael Bay as the director of the Transformers series, and, well, actually, that was the main thing that got me excited, because Michael Bay. But I'll rant more about him later. And not only were they dropping him as the director, but Bumblebee was basically serving as a reboot for the series as a whole, and was using the actual designs for the Transformers. I was a little weirded out that the trailers made it seem like a love story between Charlie and Bumblebee, but I was hyped regardless. And let me tell you, this film was awesome. Holy shit. I already had high expectations, but goddamn, this film blew me away. So obviously the box office revenue must have been huge. Nobody saw it. Goddamn all of you. You'll make the Bay films billion-dollar films, but you'll just ignore the only actually good Transformers film? Now let me just say, this film's opening is simply just a big you to Bay, and I love it. If you didn't already know, Bay used these designs for the Transformers simply because he thought that the original designs would look terrible in film and just be, super cringy. This film immediately proves him wrong by giving us the coolest action sequence you've ever seen in a Transformers movie, primarily because you can actually see what's happening. One of my least favorite things about Bay is that while his films have pretty great VFX, it doesn't matter because his cinematography is so clunky that you can't actually follow the action. And while there is one big explosion in the opening sequence, I still think that this sequence is just totally showing up Bay. Honestly, that explosion is probably what got Bay his producer credit on the movie, let's be real. But then the introduction to Charlie is truly the ultimate you to Bay, because it just completely goes against my least favorite Michael Bay trait. Now what trait is that? Over-sexualization! And don't get me wrong, I think sexualization can be fine in films. However, the way Bay does it just pisses me the hell off. He cannot write a female character. Literally, look at his Transformer films, and there are no female characters in them. Not a single one. There are just sex objects. That's all they are. And each sex object gets replaced by another sex object in the next film. They don't do anything in those movies except for serve as eye candy, and that just infuriates me. So when the lead character of this film is introduced by going through a morning routine of brushing her teeth and cleaning herself up in a really gritty and gross way, I was like, hell yes! If I'm being honest, the fact that Charlie is an actual, character makes her several times more attractive than any of the eye candy in the other films. You get to see her character develops, you grow a bond with her. Honestly, she's just a badass, awesome protagonist, and her character's existence is just the biggest you to Bay's way of thinking. Michael Bay. John Cena is awesome. Jorge Lendeborg is hilarious. Jason Drucker is hilarious. I love the chemistry between the cast, and I simply love the character writing in this. Again, compare this to the Bay films, which had basically no character development. Bumblebee is simply charming and just enhances the awesomeness aspect of the film. They actually have him speaking at the beginning of the movie before he loses his voice, and apparently Dylan O'Brien was playing him, and honestly, he did a fantastic job. Another interesting voice actor fun fact is that the Honest Trailer narrator,
the following trailer is rated S for spoilers,
actually voiced a few Decepticons apparently, which I found very interesting. The use of music was also something I really enjoyed, as I feel most movies and shows set in the 80s try to force a nostalgic feeling out of us by playing all the most popular songs from the 80s. However, Bumblebee's use of music feels much more natural, and it doesn't really feel like they're trying to shove in recognizable music. I mean, let's be real, I'm sure that most of the people who watch this movie do not remember the song Girlfriend in a Coma. Overall, Bumblebee is simply awesome, and it really disappoints me that it underperformed, considering how awesome it was. Maybe my expectations were just so extremely low from the prior Transformers films that I thought this was better than it really was, but regardless, I still recommend it immensely. This was one of my favorite films of 2018. Well, in comparison, The Last Night is my least favorite film of all time, and I will never forget how miserable I was when watching that movie. I still have PTSD from that film. But yeah, Bumblebee is great. Cows out.